Hey guys, it's Thursday, February 23rd, and this is Newswave. So we're going to start off today talking about something a little sadder news in this case, and that is that a Twitch streamer who was doing a 24-hour live stream actually ended up dying. That Twitch streamer's name is Brian Vignolt, and he was pronounced dead at the scene after stepping away from a 24-hour charity stream for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and he was playing World of Tanks at the time. He was 35 years old, and there was no real cause of death that still hasn't been found. So Brian would usually do these like charity event streams all the time for various organizations. He'd take 100% of the money made and just give it to charities, and unfortunately they said after he stepped away at 4:30 p.m. for a smoke, he ended up becoming unresponsive and then passing away. Really, it's a shame. The World of Tanks CEO even put out a statement saying that he'll be missed. They said, "We offer our most sincere condolences to his family and friends during this difficult time." And that is really tough. And after that, actually, Twitch put out just a statement on how to be healthy when you stream, just to make sure people are, getting enough water, eating, and mostly getting up and moving around after every so often, every hour or so, just to keep circulation going and everything. But really right now the cause are still unknown, so it's kind of still out until we find out. Maybe it was something pre-existing, or really who knows at this point. But Twitch did want to at least make sure that their streamers are taking the right precautions to make sure that they are healthy. Today we also found out that Star Ocean Till the End of Time, one of the more popular Star Ocean games back on the PS2, is actually coming to the PS4, but only in Japan right now. This is going to happen later on this year in 2017. This is only going to be a download-only title right now. It's going to be part of the Square Enix Ultimate Hits HD series. They'll be releasing a couple different games from their collection that were mostly, I think, PS2, maybe PS1 as well. It's going to actually use the PS4's PS2 emulator that will also let it do things like upscale it, up-res it, so that it looks really nice on, at least as well as they can. Obviously, there's still PS2 polygons and everything, as well as they can to make it look good on like a big 65-inch flat screen. Like I said, right now it's just coming to Japan. We're hoping that it does make its way over to the United States and other parts of the world, because that was a good Star Ocean, minus a very big twist that was kind of in the game that may have damaged a lot of people's perceptions of the Star Ocean universe. But outside of that, it was a pretty good game, especially compared to a lot of the Star Ocean games we have been getting recently, which are not very good. So I'm hoping that this does well and gets eventually ported over here, released in the United States and other places in the world as well. And we had another indie game announced today that's coming to the Switch, the PS4, and the PC, and this is from the people who made Towerfall. They're creating a game called Celeste, and it looks really cool. It's like a 2D platformer, has some feel to like Super Meat Boy. Looks like a very, very tough platforming game, but it looks really rewarding and fun as well. They said it's coming to these three systems, like I said, PC, Switch, PS4. Should be sometime later on this year. We don't have an exact release date yet, but it looks really cool. It's just another indie game to add to the Switch's collection, the PS4's collection, and then obviously the ever-growing Steam library of indie games. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I just wanted to just touch on this again. GameStop does appear to be getting Switch units for walk-in customers on release day, so keep that in mind. If you're concerned that you won't be getting one because you did not pre-order, there's a chance that your GameStop will have them for walk-ins. But I will tell you now, if that GameStop is also having a midnight release, they will be picked up at midnight. So double check, see if you can get in there at the midnight release and line up, I guess, early if you don't have it pre-ordered yet. And you should hopefully be able to get one as a walk-in customer, hopefully that night. Now, the word is GameStop got a second shipment that they're going to use just for walk-ins. They won't have them pre-ordered, and you hopefully can get one if you get there early enough, so we'll see. And the next story seems pretty popular on YouTube right now, and this is, of course, the Jim Sterling versus Digital Homicide case that took place. And fortunately for YouTubers, reviewers, commentators, everyone, the case was thrown out and Jim Sterling pretty much won. So what happened was Jim Sterling made a review on one of their games a while ago, actually, and said it was, like the worst game, and it wasn't a good game at all, basically. And of course, Digital Homicide comes back and said, hey, you're being slanderous, you're not taking a big look at our game. And of course, Jim Sterling is doing this for hyperbole and everything to make it entertaining. These people take issue with this, and it turns into a big thing where Digital Homicide actually sues Jim Sterling for what essentially was his opinion of a game. But of course, because he has a louder voice than most, it's viewed as being slander and publicly smearing their game, which the game didn't look very good anyway. But they go back and forth there. It turns out that every time they try to do this, the judge just threw it out, saying it's free speech. He's allowed to do this. And really, if this had gone the other way, because Digital Homicide 1 sued him for like $10 million, which would have obviously ruined it would have ruined anyone. It wouldn't even matter if it was Jim Sterling, whoever. It probably would have ruined most of us, obviously, because it's $10 million. But what happened here is he threw it out, the judge did. So at this point, it's a case that can be looked back on for future cases, and really it's great because free speech is protected there, obviously. It's a big deal for reviewers because if you can be sued just for giving an opinion about a game, that's a big problem. Now, keep in mind, Digital Homicide did not help their own case, literally, by doing things like going out and trying to sue 100 Steam reviewers on the user reviews. So Steam kicked them off right away for that because that's just stupid. So yes, Digital Homicide, you did not help yourself at all here. It's great to see that you lost this case because it's ridiculous that you would sue anyone over an opinion on a game that was made for entertainment purposes. Really, his show there is just designed with hyperbole to make it funny and interesting, not because your game is the worst one in the world, which maybe it was, I don't know, but still, I'm glad they lost. It's a great win for YouTubers, people who enjoy YouTube, because it's just one more thing protecting YouTubers and free speech going forward. And we had a couple of unboxings over on Nintendo's YouTube channel, and of course they unboxed the Switch, which we kind of had that ruined for us by that Switch that was leaked and stolen and everything because they did the full unboxing on camera. Well, Mr. Onuma went ahead and also unboxed the awesome Master Edition of Zelda, the Breath of the Wild, and it looks great. They have the weathered Master Sword there with the flower next to it and the soundtrack and everything, and of course the game. It looks great. My only problem is, of course, I can't get it. So I get to watch someone open something like that I could not get. I tried to get it. It was sold out everywhere around me, everywhere online. So really, I watched somebody wave the edition that I'm not going to get in my face as I watched him open this. So maybe I'll try to get one down the road, but I'm sure they will become extremely expensive anyway. I was going to see if GameStop maybe didn't get one, someone did not pick it up, so I could go get it and then bring it back and unbox it and check it out myself. But we'll see. It's just it looks great though. It does. I'll be playing Breath of the Wild, of course, on release night after I put my Switch back together, hopefully. and then of course the next day I have off, so I figure I'll do some streaming if you guys want to check that out as well. So this next bit of news is kind of interesting. This is Todd Howard, of course, the person who heads Bethesda and showed up to tell us that Skyrim is coming to the Switch, has shown up to show us Fallout 4 and all this stuff. Well, he had an interview with Polygon the other day and had a very interesting answer to some questions, specifically about the Switch version of Skyrim. Now, of course, we don't have confirmation if Skyrim is the special edition Skyrim or if it's like the regular Skyrim from the 360 or PS3, although the trailer did, of course, look better than the 360 or PS3 version, but that could have been just PC footage they wanted to show us, specifically just for the trailers that we had. And what happened was he was asked, of course, by Polygon a bunch of questions and stuff about VR, Fallout 4, and then they got to questions about Skyrim and the Switch, and Todd Howard pretty much said, I can't say if it's the special edition or if it's the regular one, kind of leading us on to thinking that there is some kind of non-disclosure agreement in place. Now, I had some thoughts about this. I thought, well, if that's the case, maybe it can't have mod support, but it still has the graphical abilities, or at least some of the graphical abilities. Maybe they had to do some customization for the Tegra that's in there. It's hard to say. Maybe they actually added some Nintendo stuff in. That would be really cool, right? If they added, like, I don't know, Nintendo-themed weapons or something in that you could use. It's hard to say, though. I'm not really sure why he's not able to tell Polygon if it's the special edition version or if it's the regular one. I guess we'll have to wait and see what's going on here. We don't even know what's coming out. I assume we'll see more about it at E3 if it's not already out before then. I'm pretty sure we're expecting fall for this game to come out, and I guess we'll see then. I have to imagine, though, it's something to do with the mod support that they're trying to still work out. And then our last bit of news actually comes from Microsoft and Dead Rising 4. Apparently, it's actually on its way to Steam March 14th. Now, this isn't really surprising because, of course, it was a timed exclusive for the Windows Store. It's already out on the Xbox, and when it was released for the Xbox, it released for the Windows Store. Of course, Microsoft is trying to make this like a singular environment that you buy from. So if you buy something on the PC, you get it on the Xbox as well, vice versa. And it's an interesting idea considering the Xbox is slowly turning into a Steam machine at this point. A very good Steam machine, obviously, with Scorpio coming out for 4K support, but if I could buy the same game on my PC and I can on my Xbox, I don't really know what the point is of owning an Xbox. But beyond that, Dead Rising 4 is jumping to Steam March 14th. This, of course, give probably Linux users a shot at it too, depending if they add that kind of support. But of course, Steam does try to push the Linux Steam OS along also for any of its releases. We'll have to see for that. But yes, Dead Rising 4, if you don't want to bother with Windows Store or anything like that, it will also be on Steam March 14th. That's it for Newswave today, guys. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think about any stuff we talked about today, whether it's the Jim Sterling versus Digital Homicide case. Maybe you're hoping that Star Ocean does make its way over here for the PS4 from Japan, since right now it's only on Japan. Also, let me know what you think about GameStop or even the Mass Effect themed Cards Against Humanity. If you're going to get those, that'd be great. Or maybe you were trying to figure out also if that is a Skyrim special edition or just regular Skyrim on the Switch. Let me know down in the comments below, guys. I will see you next time.